purple numbers. Auburn wearing the dark navy blue with orange numbers and letters. And Peyton Monticelli will get the ball against an Auburn team that has not been a good offensive squad as the year has gone by. They did have a couple of good games against Ole Miss last weekend. Ole Miss, the worst pitching staff in the league, but they did score 11 and 13 runs in those last two games, but 16 walks played a big part of it. In their prior 11 games, so those two big numbers, they were averaging less than a run a game and were shut out 5 times. But against Ole Miss, they did bat .282. In the 4 series before Ole Miss, they went 1-11 and scored just 16 runs, averaging only about 4 hits a game. They've only hit 15 homers in SEC play. That is the fewest of any team in SEC play. Their .208 average is 13th out of 15 teams that play. Monticelli, 7 innings of relief and got the win at Mississippi State, so the coach is going with her. It'll be her second SEC start. She went 4 innings, gave up a run against Missouri earlier. Leadoff batter for Auburn, left-handed batting. Shaw runs up, takes it a little bit low, ball 1, and we are underway. Kylie Shaw, .326 average. 45 hits, 10 doubles, a triple, and no homers. And the pitch to the lefty is fouled away on a full cut. It's 1-1. The LSU defense is what it typically is. Lorenz in left, Lassiter center, Franklin right. Hodge at third, Kylie Edwards short, Daniel second, and Tori Edwards at first. Bergeron catching, and Monticelli, the senior, in the circle. Her yearly numbers, 7-3 record, .273 ERA, which has been coming down lately. Pitch to the lefty, runs up, takes it a little high, and it is 2-1. Monticelli's last 9 games, 30 2/3 innings, and a 137 earned run average. A mixture of starts and relief appearances. The 2-1. A changeup is a strike at 58 miles an hour over the outer edge, and it is 2-2. The batter, Shaw, in SEC play, hits just .219. She was 2 for 9 against Ole Miss last weekend. Here's the 2-2. Taken high, and it's 3-2. Shaw did draw 4 walks last weekend. Her last 7 games, though, only an .087 average. And Monticelli up with an even count, 3-2. Chopper foul. Tried to kind of smack down on that one and bounce it over the infield. But it is foul, and the count will remain full. First 25 games of the year, Shaw hit .463. The last 24, she's hitting .197. But she does have 15 walks in SEC play, and that by far and away leads their team. Outfield plays are opposite field. And the 3-2 coming. Slashed foul back into the net. We'll do it again. One game is over in SEC play, and a winner for Florida at Georgia, 5-3. Georgia now 10-12 in SEC play. LSU now a half game up on them for 8th place. LSU cannot get higher than 8, regardless of what happens anywhere this weekend. Again, the 3-2. Tapper, that's foul again. Try to just chop down on it and get it third base side, but it is foul because they are 2 games back. Again, we will see a 3-2 and a Tapper foul again. Now Shaw putting up quite a battle here against Monticelli. The Florida wins 5-3. Florida now 17-5 in the league. Arkansas up on Texas 2-0, top of the 7th. Mississippi State 1-0 on Ole Miss, top of the 7th. And again, the 3-2. Fouled back again. And we are about to see pitch number 11 of the at-bat. Shaw tough to put away for Monticelli. And the 3-2 again. Tapper foul again. Just chopping down, fouled it to the left side. Monticelli throws 70 on the hard stuff, change up. Now we saw one a while ago, 58. Normally she's around 60 there. And has been pitching a lot and very effectively against old Mississippi State. 10 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Now again, a full count will come on pitch number 12 of the at-bat. Here it is. Line drive, that is foul over Hodge down the third base line. So Monticello will have good warmed up by the time she gets to the rest of the order here, as Shaw is putting up quite an effort. She's throwing strikes, Monticello is, and Shaw's fouling them off. And again, the 3-2. Down and in. Pretty solid at bat right there for Shaw, and she will take a leadoff walk to start the game. Now, their best hitter by a mile in SEC play is Alyssa Hastings. Beth Torina going to come talk to the home plate umpire about something. Riley Cobb, home plate umpire Anthony Small at first, Chad Splitter at third. Hastings is their only hitter above 219 in SEC play. She's hitting 318, and she had quite a weekend against Ole Miss. Now, she started the weekend 0 for 3. That doesn't sound very much. She ended the weekend in the final 2 games, 4 for 7, a homer, and 11 runs batted in. A homer and 3 doubles. So their most dangerous hitter. She hits left-handed, 6 homers. First pitch, big swing and a foul back, and it's 0-1. So Hastings overall at 380, SEC play 318. The 11 RBI was a third of her season total. She did it, had a 7 RBI game and a 4 RBI game. 0-1, topped foul, pulled past first, and it's 0-2. She also had 3 walks over the weekend, so a couple of pretty big games on Saturday and Sunday. Outfield plays her opposite way. Here's the 0-2. Did that hit her or did it hit the bat? It hit her. Hit batsman. So a walk and a hit batsman will put 2 runners on base. You hate doing those on the 0-2, but that's what happened there. And Hastings will draw just her 3rd hit batsman of the year. So Auburn with 2 on. And the former LSU Tiger, Michaela Walker, will bat. The umpires are going to maybe talk about this. And we're going to look at it on the replay. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, if you asked me, I would say it might hit the knob of the bat, but I don't know if you can verify that on the replays. It happened so quick. All right, so LSU is going to challenge that. And they will go to Birmingham. Hopefully they're good and dialed in here on a Thursday night. Of course, everybody in the league going Thursday, Friday, Saturday on this final weekend of the regular season. Getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Another reason banking with Capital One is one of the easiest decisions ever. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC. We're looking at the slowed down version. I think that ball hit the knob of the bat, is the appearance that we're getting here. And the way it deflected down would make you think that, and then they slowed it down. I think they're going to come back and say foul ball here. Yes. All right. So we will erase the hit batsman for Hastings, and she will step in with what will remain a no ball, 2 strikes count. Replay did its job, got the call right. And LSU will retain the challenge, but a good one there for Beth Torina, especially if you can get the out. So it's 0-2 to Hastings. Non-out runner at first base. And here is the pitch. It's down and away, ball 1. That was where Monticello was going there. Now, Auburn's first 2 are lefties, and they are righty 3 through 9. And Monticello's been very tough on righties here lately. Here's the 1-2, again outside. Did not get a chase, and it's 2-2. Hastings has only struck out 12 times this season, so she is not one to leave the zone. Here's the 2-2. Fouled out of play to the left side. And we'll do it again. No, already 19 pitches for Monticelli. She has not recorded an out. Auburn is spraying foul balls all over the place. Again, a 2-2 will come. Fouled out of play again. Top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger softball. The LSU Sports Radio Network. Streaming worldwide on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Again, the 2-2. Pop up, foul, back out of play. Well, we've seen those. There were 8 foul balls by Shaw, the first batter, and Hastings has fouled off about 5. 2 balls, 2 strikes. None out. Monticelli was the beneficiary of 3 double plays in the game Sunday at Mississippi State, and she got one started right there. It was hit right off the end of the bat. Just a little flare right to Monticelli. She threw to first, 2 down, and here's Michaela Walker. And strike one, 69 over the inner edge is called, and it's 0-1. Walker hitting .301 with 11 homers, 37 RBIs, but a struggle in SEC play, hitting .167. Swing and a miss at a high rise pitch, and it's 0-2. She did hit a 2-run homer in their Friday game against Ole Miss in the bottom of the 7th to tie the game. And we know that Michaela can hit big sometimes, but she's struggling right now overall. The 0-2 popped up, foul back. So that challenge that worked out, really worked out. Instead of first and second, none out, it is bases empty and 2 down. As Monticelli continues to benefit from double plays. Here's the 0-2. Up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Walker, 11 homers, 37 runs batted in, 37 hits. Has struck out 20 times. No score, top of the first. Here is the 1-2. Pop up on the infield. Hodge is going to get it inside the circle, and that will end the inning. There are no runs or hits or errors or runners left. But Harrison doesn't give up many walks, but she does give up a good amount of hits, so we'll see how that works out tonight. She pitched all 3 games against Ole Miss last week. Game 1 start, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Relief in Game 2, a clean inning, and then Game 3 started 3 innings and 8 hits. But she's got a couple of outstanding games. She shut out Florida in Gainesville on 8 hits a couple weekends ago. So she's got capability. And LSU's got some hot hitters at the top of the order. Jayla Lassiter is one of them. And a hard drop ball inside corner strike is called, and it's 0-1. Roebuck at third, Hastings short, Wilson second, Adams first with Ratliff catching, Shaw in left, Womack center, and Walker in right with Harrison in the circle. And Lassiter swings and misses over about the same pitch, except it was a little lower. But the count is 0-2. Lassiter 3 for 11 against Mississippi State. Her last 19 games, a dead 400 hitter, right on the nose. But down here, 0-2. And that one is down and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also of note, if LSU gets some of their fast runners on, Auburn struggles defending the stolen base. They have allowed 28 steals in SEC play. That by far and away is the most. And have not thrown anyone out. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Lassiter overall 340. 8 homers, 33 runs batted in. She's got 10 steals, so she would be a candidate to do that if she gets on. The 2-2. Chopped foul. That one might have got a foot. Although Lassiter not showing any effects of it. But a strike thrower is Harrison. 8 straight starts of 2 or less walks. The 2-2 loops up high, 54-mile-an-hour changeup that was clearly up out of the zone, and it's 3-2. Tigers 5th in the nation with 246 walks. And the 3-2. Ground ball to short. Picked up by Hastings. The throw is in time, and there's one out. And that'll bring up Sierra Daniel. And Daniel been struggling a little bit. But she does have one hit in 5 of her last 6 games. And has scored a run in 6 of her last 7. 2 for 11 against Mississippi State. 1 for 2 against McNeese in the midweek. And a .320 hitter overall. Lefty bat. She bunts it in the air. It's going to drop foul. And the count is 0-1. Auburn defensively has also had issues from time to time. In SEC play, they've got 22 errors and have allowed 28 unearned runs. The 0-1, strike outside corner, 61 miles an hour, good pitch, just nipped the outside corner. It's 0-2. But Auburn pitching, they have allowed at least 6 hits in all but one of their SEC games. They give up a lot of hits, not a ton of walks. The 0-2, good take on that pitch away, and it's 1-2. One out, bottom of the first inning, no score. And the 1-2 to Daniel. High chopper, second baseman going to charge and can't make the play, and that'll be a base hit for Daniel. Well, Wilson had to run in from second base and kind of had to make a do-or-die attempt at that with the glove and couldn't get it. So Daniel will get a high chopping single. And that, for as much as it rained here, again, the tarp was obviously over the infield, but that dirt is still hard. And here's Kylie Edwards. He was on a tear. Last 22 games hitting .417. Doubled against McNeese here the other night and was 4 for 8 at Mississippi State. Pitch is down and in, ball 1. Now Kylie for the year is at .388. She's LSU's, 388 in SEC play and .338 overall. She's LSU's best SEC hitter. 1-0 to the right side, base hit. Just went with it, pushed it into right field, and that will put runners at first and second. Didn't try to do too much with it, just pushed it to the right side. Well, Edwards continues her good work. Here's Alex Franklin. And that pitch, it was up over the strike zone. Wasn't even necessarily inside. I thought maybe it was going in on her, but no, she just took an up pitch and poked it through the right side. Here's Alex Franklin. Has driven in a run in 12 of LSU's last 19 games. Right-handed bat with 2 on. 281 hitter. And strike 1, 63 over the inner edge. 281 for Franklin, 3 homers, 28 runs batted in SEC play, a solid 281. Well, she was seeing their SEC average climb here the last few weeks. Pitch a little bit high, and it's 1-1. It would LSU's average in SEC play was down in the 210s a few weeks ago. It's up to 253. In their last 7 games overall, LSU hitting .337. So the offense has been rolling. The 1-1, line drive, base hit, center field. Runner is going to have to stop at third. So the bases will be loaded for Tori Edwards as Franklin drilled on hard to center. And Womack, the center fielder, made a good play to get to it. And it's a good spot for LSU with Tori Edwards' bat coming around. Edwards on a 7-game hitting streak in which she's hitting .526. 10 for 19, 4 homers, 12 runs batted in, 7 walks, and on base 65% of the time. Though 3 straight hits, infield is in, which is dangerous because Edwards hits them hard most of the time. And here's the first pitch. Change-up, strike, inside corner, and it's 0-1. So after a slow start to the year, Edwards has her average up to .288, and she's driven in 40 and leads the team with 12 homers. Trying to get LSU on top early. Here's the 0-1. Loops up high, 54, and it's 1-1. The singles by Daniel, Kylie Edwards, and Franklin. And it is a bases-loaded situation. And the 1-1 to Tori Edwards. Swing and a miss. Swung through a changeup. That was a good one. Some of her changeups have not been strikes out of her hand, but that one looked good. In fact, probably was in the zone. Torrey was way out in front of it. So 1-2 the count. Catcher wants it inside. And here is the pitch. Got it up, and Edwards swung through it and missed. So a big strikeout for Harrison. With the bases full, that'll bring up Macy Bergeron, who also has started to warm up a little bit. That pitch was a rise ball moving up and away. Bergeron, last 12 games, .375 average. .225 overall. And down and in, ball one. Now the bases remain loaded now with 2 down. Let's see if Bergeron can come through. She's got plenty of room to the right side. And the pitch is up high, ball 2. Back to shortstop Hastings. And this is where Bergeron, when she's rolling, she hits a lot of balls through the left side. And they are closing up that hole. The third baseman, Roebuck, and the shortstop Hastings are not very far apart. But the area out by the second base bag has got possibilities. Chopper foul, and it's 2-1. Well, it's kind of a shift. So the second baseman, Wilson, is just to the right of the bag. And the first baseman, Adams, is closer to first than she is to second. But the big spot is to the left of second base. Here's the 2-1. Fouled back. And had a good cut, just missed it, and it's 2-2. No score, bottom of the first. LSU with 3 hits. But Torrey Edwards struck out with the bases full. Now Bergeron with a 2-2 count. And here's the pitch. Strike 3, changeup, and that'll end the inning. So Harrison comes up big with 279 hitter, 6 homers for her, right-handed bat. Strike 1 from Monticelli over the inside corner. Adams versus Ole Miss, 3 for 8, had a homer. And Monticelli goes outer edge at 61 on an off-speed, and it's 0-2. Adams 190 in SEC play. That drove in 4 last weekend. And the 0-2. Check swing on a pitch up out of the zone, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So all righties except for the top 2 in their order. Here's the 1-2, a little bit up and away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now we're scheduled to be here at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Mother Nature, as of now, looks to have other plans. It is supposed to rain all day tomorrow. But 6 o'clock it stands as of this moment. The 2-2 went for a rise pitch up out of the zone, fouled it back. The count will hold at 2-2, leading off the second inning. Adams 2 RBIs in the Ole Miss series in Game 2 were her first RBI in 11 games. And they went a long time and didn't score a bunch of runs. They were averaging about a run a game for a while. Strike 3 called, change up at the knees, and Monticelli's got her first strikeout of the game. That'll bring up the third baseman, Haven Roebuck. Roebuck just 175 her last 15 games, 267 overall, 214 in league play, right-handed bat. And pitch popped the mid at 68, but it's up and in, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Well, LSU will either be 8th, 9th, or 10th. They are trying to stave off Mississippi State. Strike called inside corner. The top 9 get a bye into Wednesday. The only team that can catch LSU would be Mississippi State. They've won tonight, but they were 2 games behind LSU coming into the weekend. Here's the 1-1. Tried to check. She did not. She went around on a pitch over the inner half, and it's 1-2 to Roebuck. And for LSU to finish 10th and not get the bye, Mississippi State would have to win 2 more games than LSU this weekend. Here's the 1-2. It's up high, and it's 2-2. But they do have a win in their pocket, 1-0 tonight over Ole Miss. Auburn is in 14th place. They are tied with Ole Miss coming in. And, of course, Ole Miss has the tiebreaker with the win last weekend in the series. The 2-2 swing and a miss. 69 down and away. And 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts here in the second. So Auburn and Ole Miss will either be 13 or 14 as the seed, and they will both play on Tuesday in the SEC tournament. Right-handed batting, Mania Womack takes one a little bit in, and it's 1-0. Womack was 2 for 10 against Ole Miss, batting .209 her last 16 games, .214 in league play. And she does not walk. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball deep and foul. Womack has walked 1 time in 21 SEC games. So she is up there to swing the bat. And she is doing so with the bases empty and 2 down here in the second. No score. The 1-1. A little bit low. From the early going, it looks like Riley Cobb has a very consistent strike zone on both sides. That pitch, looking at the TrackMan next to us, pitch looked like it was a little bit off the bottom edge of the plate. The 2-1, line drive, base hit in right field, just went with that one. And hit it solidly into right field. Auburn's first hit of the game. And that'll bring up the designated player, Destiny Rodriguez. Rodriguez 1 for 9 against Ole Miss last weekend. SEC 143. She had a hit in Game 3 against Ole Miss that snapped an 0 for 18 streak and takes it up high, ball 1. Rodriguez for the year, 300, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. But a lot of their offensive damage was done out of SEC play. 1-0. Strike inside corner. Bottom of the zone at the knees, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 on a pitch way up and in, appeal. Yep, she couldn't hold up the swing. Monticelli's got them chasing some of those rise pitches. She doesn't throw a ton of those, but they've tried to hold up on a couple and had some awkward-looking swings at them. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch fouled back. Already 46 pitches for Monticelli, and this is only the 6th batter that she's faced. Now, they're averaging about 8 pitches. Now, the leadoff batter had 12, but they're fouling off a lot of pitches. Here's the 1-2. Little looper behind first. It's going to drop for a base hit. Runner at second's headed for third. That'll put runners at the corners. That was a lob wedge over first base that hit in fair territory and just kind of backed up. Just got it over Tori Edwards. Daniel couldn't do anything but chase it down, so they've got runners at the corners. Here's Ratliff, the catcher, 1 for 6 against Ole Miss, 178 SEC average, 220 overall. And time is called. So Monticelli suddenly has a couple of runners on base. And Womack running quickly on the move with that one, made it all the way to third. Fly ball to right center, going over is Franklin. She's going to reach up in the gap and make the catch. The ball was hit well. Wasn't sure about the initial angle Franklin took on it, but she got there and made the play to win the inning. No runs. Has struggled in SEC play, but she had a couple of hits against McNeese Tuesday night. Maybe that'll get her, shake her loose a little bit in league play. Just 143 against SEC pitching. Pitch is up high, and it's 1-1. She had been 0 for 13 until she got a couple hits against the Cowgirls here on Tuesday. 16-0 LSU win over a pretty solid McNeese squad. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lorenz pulls it foul. And the count is 1-2. In fact, McNeese starting their Southland Conference tournament tonight, and they do 2 14 pods on week 1, and the 2 winners meet next week in a best of 3 for the automatic bid. And McNeese was a winner over Stephen F. Austin tonight down in Lake Charles. Here's the 1-2 to Lorenz, and that hits her a little bit too high and in. Lorenz hit by a pitch to start the inning. That is only the second time Lorenz has been hit in SEC play, and the 5th time overall. And here is Allie Hutchins. That score was 5-4, and they will play. McNeese will play Nichols tomorrow, as Nichols won earlier as well. Here's Hutchins, takes it low, ball 1. Hutchins batting 8th. 1 for 7 last weekend against Mississippi State with a double and 5 strikeouts, but has put together some good games of late and is in the DP spot again. Righty bat, 1-0 count. Checks the swing. It's a little high, and it's 2-0. Harrison pitching behind. Usually she's pumping strikes in there. Here's the 2-0. It's down and in, ball 3. Avery Hodge on deck. Not much doubt that Hutchins will take this pitch. 205 average. But has 19 walks in just 31 games. Here's the 3-0. That is a strike right down the middle, and it's a 3-1 count. And the 3-1. That is low and in, ball 4. So a couple of Tigers are on. Hutchins takes the walk, and Avery Hodge in an absolute bunt situation here, you would think. 198 hitter, but she's good with the bat. Homer, 10 RBIs, and she's been hitting better lately. But would be shocked if there isn't some sort of bunt in play here. Hodge, last 7 games, 5 for 15, 333 average. And we told you, at times, Auburn a bit of a struggle on defense. That is Roebuck's 14th error over at third base. The throw was low, and first baseman Adams had no chance. So Lorenz scored, Hutchins to third, Hodge to second. Here's Lassiter, who grounded to short her first time. Hastings deep in the hole to her backhand side. Knew she didn't have a play at home, so she tried to get Lassiter at first. That didn't work. Jayla now has a 9-game hitting streak. Hodge had to stay at second. It's 2-0 LSU. Daniel bunts it in the air. It is going to be a diving catch by Roebuck, and the LSU runners get back. So Roebuck made a great play that time. She was charging in, and that ball was in the air just long enough for her to dive and get it. So there is now 1 down. So Lassiter is at first. Hodge is at second. So Lorenz, who was hit by a pitch, and Hutchins, who walked, have both scored. And a familiar face is out to the circle. It's Riker Chasson. He was Beth Torina's graduate assistant, manager, pitching coach, helper, a little bit of everything. Riker then spent some time at Ole Miss, and now he is the Auburn pitching coach. He's out talking to Harrison right now. As LSU has 1 out, and Kylie Edwards will bat. Showing the replay, that was the great straight-ahead dive by Roebuck. If that ball hits her glove and rolls away, there's base runners running all over the place. So first and second, 2-0 LSU. Kylie Edwards singled through the right side her first time. And we're going to so a little bit of a shift. The second baseman, Wilson, is over by the second base bag. First baseman is off the line. And that's where Kylie went. She went to the right of the first baseman, Adams, her first time. First pitch, down and in, ball 1. Kylie has been very big in RBI situations lately. Over those 22 games where we told you she was hitting .417, she's driven in 26 runs in those 22 games. And here's the 1-0. Takes that one a strike at 62, upper part of the zone, and it's 1-1. The Tigers now with 4 hits. An Auburn error has helped. Also, free bases have helped. And the 1-1 to Edwards. Down and in, ball 2. Hodge, a lot of speed at second. Lassiter pretty fast at first. The 2-1. Fly ball out into shallow right side. Left center field is going to drop. Runners had to hold up, but that will load the bases. Well, I could tell up here that it was going to drop, but the runner at second, Hodge, did not know that, so she had to wait. But that is the second hit for Kylie Edwards. Just a blooper out into left center, and that will load the bases for Alex Franklin. Franklin hit a hard single back up the middle her first time. LSU has now picked up 5 hits. They've got the bases loaded again and would like to capitalize a little better because they couldn't do it in the first inning. Pitch to Franklin, high and away, ball 1. No, Hodge at third, Lassiter second, Kylie Edwards at first. Plenty of speed on the bases. 2-0 lead and looking for more. Bottom of the second inning. Here's the 1-0. Pop foul back. Went for a pitch. Might have been a little bit above the zone. That's where Franklin likes him. No breeze to speak of here tonight, but when this front moves through tomorrow, it's expected to be kind of breezy on Saturday. But the flags are still as can be, just barely moving. 1-1 to Franklin. Bases loaded. And it landed, I think, right in front of the second base bag. And a good job by the second baseman, Wilson, to pick it up. It had some funky spin to it. She got the force at second, but that was it. So 3-0. Here's Tori Edwards with 2 on and 2 out. Edwards swing and a miss at a 55-mile-an-hour changeup. Now Franklin will get an RBI on that. Hodge scores the 3rd run of the inning. Lassiter over to third. Here's the 0-1 to Edwards. Checked her swing. It's a strike. 63 in her half. And it is quickly 0-2. So they're pitching Edwards very well. Kind of have her on the wrong side of the guessing right now. And here is the 0-2. Who had a good pitch to hit. It looked like that one top of the zone. Edwards fouled it back. I think Tori would like to have that one back. And it was right at the top of the zone, and she just missed it. She hadn't been missing much lately. Now we'll do 0-2 again. And the pitch from Harrison coming. Fly ball to left field. It's hit a long way. Is it going to stay fair? Nope, it's going to go foul, and it will be caught in foul territory by Shaw. And that will end the inning. Now that one looked good off the bat, and then just kind of died off into left field. Tori might have kind of pulled that one off the end of the bat a little bit. Second start at second base. Right-handed bat. Then we go to the top where the lefties are. Strike called inside corner from Monticelli. Wilson 1 for 5 last weekend against Ole Miss. Couple of walks. But just 3 of her last 33 overall as she steps in. That pitch a little bit low and in. And it's 1-1. 3-5-0 LSU. No runs, 2 hits, and error for Auburn. Here's the 1-1. Pop up foul, third base side. Hodge is going to go over and watch, but it's going to hit the net. Now, Hodge tried to go Spider-Man on one of those a couple weeks ago. That was kind of close, but no need to do that there. That one was way up the net. And we'll have a 1-2 again to Wilson. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her down and away at 70 for her 3rd strikeout. We go back to the top of the order. That one was never really on the plate. Wilson chasing. And Kylie Shaw, who had the long at bat, 12 pitches in the first before she walked. Lefty bat. And a little bit high, ball one. The first time through, a couple hits and 3 strikeouts and a walk for Monticelli. Now we go round 2 in the Auburn order. Here's the 1-0. Up and away, and it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Dribbler back past Monticelli. Daniels got it at second. Throw to first in time. And there's 2 down. Shaw's pretty fast. That ball was not hit very hard, but the reliable Sierra Daniel made the play look easy, and it's 2 down. And that'll bring up Alyssa Hastings, who lined into a double play her first time. That pitch up and in, and the lefty did not get much of it. And 2 down, base is empty. Pitch to Hastings a little bit below the zone. That one might have got a little bit of the bottom of the zone, but it's 1-0. But it's been a good strike zone for Riley Cobb. Here's the 1-0. Chopper back to the circle. Monticelli fires to first in an easy third inning. 3 up and 3 down. We go bottom 3. Bergeron will lead off for the Tigers, trying to add to a 3-0 lead here, or to end the first inning. She will start the third here, and then Lorenz and Hutchins, who got the second started. What led to 3 runs. Oklahoma up 4-0 very quickly on Texas A&M. They're still batting top of the second at College Station. Big shift for Bergeron. And she swings it, misses at one well down and away. Now the second baseman, Wilson, is to the left of the second base bag. A lot of room to the right of second base. Here's the 0-1 from Harrison. Went back to that same pitch. Bergeron laid off that one, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Same spot again. That was a changeup, but it's up and away. So they're pitching away, but shifting like she's going to pull. And she can hit. She hits fly balls to right. Does not hit a ton of grounders to right. That's why they are where they are. The 2-1. It's too high, and it's 3-1. Bergeron has been drawing some walks as well in her resurgence. (3-1). They want this one inside. And it ends up high, and it is ball 4. And Bergeron leads off the third with a walk. So already 2 walks. That's about what Harrison does for an entire game. 12 of her last 13 starts, 2 or less walks. She's got 2, and we're in the third. So the Tigers have taken a couple of free bases. And here's Lorenz, who was hit by a pitch to start the second and later scored. And checks her swing. That one's a little low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 3-0 LSU, bottom of the third inning. Now, Bergeron drew 45 walks last year. Beth Train, I think, is going to put a pinch runner in for Bergeron at first. This is the 4th game out of the last 5 that Bergeron has drawn a walk. So with none out to start the inning and Bergeron on base, we will see Destiny Harris run at first base for Bergeron. And Lorenz will step in with a 1-0 count. And Harrison ready, brings the 1-0, showing bunt. It's a good one. Pitcher will pick it up, throw to first in time, but the sacrifice is good, and Harris will go down to second base. Very nice bunt by Lorenz, and now Hutchins and or Hodge can drive her in. Now Lorenz gets her first sacrifice bunt of the year. It looked like she was pretty good at it. Hutchins walked and scored in the second. Our average stays put at 205. Swing and a miss, swung through a 56-mile-an-hour changeup, and it's 0-1. 3-0 to LSU on 5 hits as we play in the bottom of the third. The 0-1. Ground ball hit hard but foul. Down the third base line past Sandra Moten and go down into the corner. Shaw will pick it up, throw it back in. Hutchins will have an 0-2 count. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. Learn more at HancockWhitney.com/LSU. The 0-2 is a chopper to third. Third baseman's got it. Throw to first in time. And while the throw to first was being made, Destiny Harris got herself to third base. So there are 2 down. And that could be a big base because Hodge can get it. She gets some infield singles. Infield very tight for Hodge. Outfield about medium depth, so she can bloop one over the infield and get one to the outfield. Lefty bat runs up, takes a strike. That is the kryptonite to the slapper right there, that low and away strike call, and that's exactly where Harrison put it. And lefty slappers have a hard time with that pitch. Here's the 0-1. Tried to hit it again. It was a little bit low and away. Hodge let it go. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So it is a whole lot easier for Hodge to get a runner in from third than it is to get a runner in from second. Here's the 1-1. Got that spot again. Outside edge, and it's 1-2. Runner at third, 2 down. And the 1-2 to Hodge. Runs up, swings, and misses at one a little bit up and away. And that'll end the inning. So the Tigers get the leadoff. Right-handed bat. Monticelli delivers. And it is a strike at the knees. 68 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Pretty much straight up all the way around for Walker. Pitch is up high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Walker played 3 years here at LSU, hit 187, 14 hits, had a couple homers, and drove in 14 in her 3 years. 1-1, pop up, change up, foul back out of play. And it is 1-2. Monticelli's been very good at mixing her various pitches. The change up at about 59. Her hardest pitches come in every once in a while touching 70, but 68 to 70. Here's the 1-2 to Walker. A little bit away. Crowd wanted it, but that was a good call. Umpire again. Riley Cobb has been very consistent behind the plate. It's 2-2. And here is the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tied her up inside. Strikeout for Monticelli. That is her 4th. And that'll bring up Annalie Adams, who struck out in the second. That one riding up and in. Walker couldn't get it. And Monticelli just continues her good work. 1 out for Adams. Outside corner strike. So she came in and threw 7 innings of relief to get the win Sunday at Mississippi State. Tatum Clopton started, went double, homer, walk. Swing and a miss, waved at that rise up and in, and it's 0-2. LSU had gotten 2 in the top of the inning, so Monticelli came in with a 2-2 score and just held them. Here's the 0-2, low. Now LSU did get to a 3-2 lead, and State had bases loaded bottom of the 5th. Gave up a run on a grounder, but then got a double play to get out of further damage. Then Torrey Edwards hit a homer in the 6th, and LSU won 5-3. 1-2 is popped up foul. Again, the pitch trying to go up and in to the righty. So Monticelli continuing to add to her good numbers. Told you earlier, last 9 games, 137 ERA. She's got 3 scoreless tonight to bring that down even a little more so far. 1-2, down and away. Pitch, good one, but the batter laid off. So it was meant to be out of the zone, trying to get a chase. Adams did not. So now it's 2-2. Monticelli bringing. Line drive foul, right side. Now their 2 hits have both been right-handers going the opposite way. Womack hit a hard single back in the second, then Rodriguez had a little blooper off the end of the bat. So that's been their 2 hits. 3-0 LSU, top of the 4th. The 2-2 very high, and it's 3-2. And the 3-2 coming. Ground ball to short. And a bad hop on Kylie Edwards. She'll throw to first, not in time. Now, she was in front of it, and then it skipped, kind of came up into the belt area, and that'll be an error on Kylie, and a rare one for her. She has not made many of those. That's only her 7th of the season. But it took kind of a late hop that I don't think she was expecting. That came up on her, and so an E6, and that'll bring up Roebuck, who struck out in the second. So 1 out, runner at first. Right-handed bat, strike 1, inside corner. Roebuck, 265 now is her average. The 0-1. Down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was at 70. Had a little extra pop. Now that one looked like it did catch the zone, according to the TrackMan. But didn't get the call. It's 1-1. Pitch fouled straight back, and it's 1-2. Another final in SEC play. Tennessee holds on and beats Missouri 3-1. And Texas A&M's answered with a couple, so it's 4-2. They still trail Oklahoma bottom of the second. Here's the 1-2. Oh, didn't get that call, just a little below the zone. Counts 2-2. That one was close. She took something off that one at 60 miles an hour. Monticelli back to work. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Pitch a little bit up above the zone. Roebuck out on strikes for the second time. That's 5 for Monticelli now. And there's 2 outs, and Womack will bat. And good rise moving up out of the zone. Mania Womack got that hard single to right her first time. A little bit low in the dirt. Bergeron stops at ball 1. The runner at first, that's Adams, reached on the error. Here's the 1-0. Strike inside corner. That's 66. Good spot to get that one. And the count is 1-1. 2 down. Top of the 4th. 3-0 LSU. 1-1. High, laid off the rise ball. And it's 2-1. Womack. Only 1 walk in 21 league games, so she's up 2-1. She's going to be swinging probably. And the 2-1. Well, she watched, and it just missed down and in. Pretty good take. That one looked to be just a hair below the zone on the TrackMan, and it's 3-1. And the 3-1 coming. Got the strike call that time. And that was a good call. That was the bottom corner of the zone. It's full, 3-2. Well, again, you got a batter who doesn't walk much. You can put one a little out of the zone here and get a chase. See how it looks. 3-2 coming. And it is just inside ball 4. So the rare walk for Womack, and 2 on for Rodriguez, who got the bloop single back in the second inning. And Rodriguez, the 7-hole hitter. 300 overall, 143 in SEC play. Into the right center field gap. That one was dropping fast, and Franklin, appearance in league play. And she'll face Jayla Lassiter at the top of the order, and she takes a changeup for a strike. Now, Butler pitched once against Ole Miss last week, and it did not go well. Lassiter 1 for 2 with an RBI. That one's low and in. Butler 1 2/3 innings against Ole Miss last week. 3 hits, 5 runs, a walk, a strikeout, and a home run. There's the 1-1. Jammed her, a little flare out towards second. It's on one hop to Wilson, who throws to first in time. And I got in on Lassiter. She just kind of forced it out to second base. And here's Sierra Daniel, a single and a pop-up on a bunt. The Butler in league play, 11 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 300 opponent average against, 15 hits. Those 11 2/3 innings. First pitch to Daniel is strike 1 over the outer edge. So Daniel 1 for 2. Tigers with 5 hits. And the pitch, it's up high, and it's 1-1. Now the numbers on Harrison: 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The 1-1. Daniel, a little pop up to second. That'll be caught by Wilson, so she's got both plays. Pitch was kind of up and away and just didn't get barreled to it. Got it off the end. Here's Kylie Edwards, 2 for 2. And her average just continues to climb. First pitch went in on her, and Edwards fouled that one off of her foot. Counts 0-1. Edwards up to 347. 23 games ago, her average was 263. She's gone up around 80 points over the last 23 games. Base is empty. Here's the 0-1. That is strike 2, 64, right through the heart of the plate. Crowd didn't like it. It got the top of the zone. It's 0-2. Alex Franklin on deck if we get more action here in the inning. The 0-2 swing and a foul. That one up high in the zone. Edwards took a pretty good, healthy swing on an 0-2 pitch and kind of was off balance a little bit, but fouled it away. And we'll get to see another pitch. Tigers got all 3 runs in the second inning. Here's the 0-2. Tried to go to the right side and fouled it on the ground. First baseman into foul territory to pick it up. They have been shifting a little bit, but the second baseman is now kind of in a normal spot because Edwards hit one there earlier. So they're pretty much straight up. There is room up the middle. Pitch up and away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kylie got a home run in the first inning Sunday at her old home ballpark up at Mississippi State. Had a good weekend. Here's the 1-2. Very high, and it's 2-2. In fact, both LSU players from the schools in Mississippi had good weeks. Lassiter had a big week against Ole Miss here a couple of weekends ago. And Kylie Edwards was 4 for 8 with that homer in Starkville last weekend.
That ball got loose.
So bottom of the 4th, base is empty, 2 down, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwards. Franklin on deck for the Tigers. And the 2-2. Pop up. Got her on the thumbs into the circle. First baseman will run in and catch it. So good job by Butler coming out of the bullpen. Jammed all three LSU batters. Got them to hit it weakly, and that'll end the inning. We go to the fifth inning. It's 3-0 LSU on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Pretty well to right center that Franklin chased down. And another kind of wave through and a miss, trying to hold up on a rise up and in. And the count is 0-1. Monticelli works pretty quickly. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. That one up about eye level. Ratliff enjoying the rise pitches from Monticelli, or at least they look good coming in, but she hadn't caught up to one yet. It's 0-2. And the 0-2, swing and a miss. Went up above the zone. Ratliff couldn't find that one either. 6 strikeouts for Monticelli. 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits. Couple walks, 6 strikeouts. And just went right back to it. And here's Daigle Wilson, who struck out her first time. And she swings and misses at a pitch probably up above the zone, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 showing bunt, and will bunt it foul up the third base line. The count's 0-2. Now this is Monticelli's strikeout high in an SEC game. She had 3 against Missouri in a start. And she's got 6 here. Most she's had since she got 7 against Louisiana Tech on March 24th. And the count 0-2 to Wilson. And the pitch. Pop foul back. And we'll do it again. 88 pitches now here in the 5th. Remember, she had a ton the first couple innings as they kept fouling pitches off. It has kind of settled down a little bit on the number of pitches she's had to throw. Now the 0-2 again. Went the opposite way. A little dribbler into right. Daniel will pick it up and throw to first, not in time. That was quite an effort by Sierra Daniel. That ball was not hit well at all to the right side of the field. And Daniel tracked it down on the grass in the outfield, but her throw to first, not in time. And Wilson finds her way to a base hit. So top of the order, some of their better hitters are coming up. Daniel made that a lot closer at first than I thought she would. Here's Shaw, who is walked and grounded out. Strike at the knees to the lefty, and it's 0-1. So the pair of lefties are due up now. And Hastings on deck, their most dangerous hitter. Here's the 0-1. It's up high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Hastings, 11 RBI last weekend. I'd really like to limit the traffic when she steps up next. Here's the 1-1. Just missed low and away. Umpire took a long look and thought about it, but called it a ball, and it's 2-1. 3-0 LSU, but Auburn trying to get something going here in the 5th. The 2-1. That is a strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-2. That was a changeup. Shaw, a slapper. Runner at first. Corner's in a little bit. Middle infielders are back. And the 2-2 to third. Hodge to second for 1. No relay because Shaw is so fast, but good job by Hodge to get the lead runner, and there's 2 down. Slap toward third. Hodge made the play. And that will bring up Hastings, who hit into a double play on a soft liner to the circle. Then she grounded one back to the circle. Lefty bat. And a runner at first. Ground ball to second. Good hop for Daniel. Throw to first in time, and the inning is over. The 1-out hit does not produce anything. 3-0 LSU. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Franklin leads it off when we return. And she will bat Tigers with 5 hits. None since the 2nd inning. Now, Butler tied up the Tigers in the fourth. See if they can make some adjustments here in the fifth. Pitch a little high to Franklin, ball one. Kind of I don't want to say a miss, but kind of just that lingering moisture in the air after the rain comes through, kind of settling in here. 1-0. It's up and away, ball two to Franklin. Forecast for tomorrow does not look good. 80% rain during the day, 100% tomorrow night. But Saturday looks better. Here's the 2-0. Franklin ground ball to second. Again, not hit. Oh, bobbled by the second baseman, though. And that'll be an E4, and Franklin running hard will beat it to first. Again, another one kind of riding into the right. He wasn't hit well, but Wilson misplayed it. That is the second Auburn misplay. That one took a late bounce that I don't think Wilson was expecting. And here's Tori Edwards, who's trying to extend her hitting streak. Stands at 7 right now. Strikeout and a fly ball foul to left. First pitch is low, ball one. So with those two errors tonight, and Riker Chasson is going to visit the circle. With the two errors tonight, Auburn now has 24 in this, their 22nd SEC game. The unearned run LSU scored in the second was the 29th they have allowed in 22 SEC games. And that's part of the reason why you can be 4-17 in league play. And when you give up a lot of runs that the other team didn't really earn. Wilson commits her 7th error in SEC play. Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold and fights for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Bottom of the third, it's still Oklahoma 4, Texas A&M 2 in College Station. Oklahoma a win away from clinching the top seed in the SEC tournament. Florida and Alabama will be fighting for second the rest of the weekend, it looks like. All right, 1-0 to Edwards. Fly ball to right. It's going to go foul. I don't think anybody's going to get to it. Although the right fielder, Walker, showed a burst at the end and dove for it, almost got that. I didn't think Michaela could get there, but she turned on the jets and almost got it. That she actually got the end of the glove on that as she went face first. So you can see the mark where she started on the grass and then slid into the warning track. It's an area she's familiar with, played here for 3 years, knows it well. Here's the 1-1. Edwards thought about it and then took it, and it's a strike. 65 miles an hour, it's 1-2. 3-0 LSU, bottom of the fifth inning. And the 1-2 high to the backstop all the way to the net, going to second, Franklin. That pretty textbook definition of a wild pitch there. 16th wild pitch in SEC games for Auburn. And the 2-2 coming to Edwards. Swing and a miss, pitch breaking down and in, and Edwards out on strikes for the second time tonight. So runner can't move. Bergeron, who has walked and struck out. Well, Butler throwing some pretty good pitches. Should have 5 up, 5 down. Do have the runner due to the error, but Tigers haven't done much against her. There's a strike over the outside corner. Changeup at 56. And the count is 0-1. And the 0-1, Bergeron swings and misses. Pitch may be above the zone, moving in, and it's 0-2. We'll probably see tomorrow S.J. Guerin, 2-5 with a 4.89 ERA in league play. She has started 6 games. Harrison has started 13. The 0-2, swing and a miss. upper part of the zone, and they're quickly 2 down. After the runner at second, here's Char Lorenz, hit by a pitch and a sacrifice. We'll see if she can solve the puzzle that is Charlie Butler out of the bullpen. And first pitch to Lorenz. Check swing, strike, inside corner, 66 on a drop. But Butler got it working. And so Harrison is their horse. Has pitched about half their SEC innings, but down 3-0. They got her out after 3 innings. Here's the 0-1. Slow roller again, jammed her. It's to second base. Pickup made, throw to first in time. A good 2 innings here for Butler. No runs or hits in the air and a run left. We go to the 6th. It still is LSU 3-0 here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. And 6 strikeouts. So all righties due up. First pitch to Walker. Laid off the rise that was up and in. And it's 1-0. So pop up to third and a strikeout for Michaela Walker. And she wants a quick timeout. Then we're going to have a quick offensive conference. Scheduled for 6 o'clock tomorrow, 4 o'clock Saturday to close out the regular season. If we cannot play tomorrow due to the weather, it looks much better on Saturday after the early morning hour. There's a cold front coming through tomorrow night. During the day tomorrow and then overnight. But by about 11 a.m. Saturday, looks like it'll all be gone. No, Walker back in the box. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball into right center field. Franklin is going to not get that one. It is one bounce to the fence. And Michaela Walker has the first extra base hit of the night. It is a double. So whatever conversation was, it paid off pretty well for Walker. So another right-hander going opposite way. An Auburn runner at second, down 3, trying to mount a little rally here. Annalie Adams, that pitch was right over the heart of the plate also. When looking at it on the replay, it was squarely down the middle, and Walker put a good bat to it. Adams takes strike 1, 68 over the inner edge. It's 0-1. Michaela Walker, by the way, with that double, her 3rd in SEC play and her 8th of the season. And that'll bring up Roebuck, who has struck out both times. A runner at 3rd, 1 out. And here's the pitch. Strike 1 over the inside corner. So Lassiter saved what could have been a 3-2 ball game. As Adams got a good piece of that one, looking for her 7th homer. Well, infield in a little bit. Here's the 0-1. That is strike 2 over the outside corner. 69 miles an hour on the hard drop. Monticelli with 6 strikeouts. Could use one here with the runner at 3rd. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to 2nd. Runner coming home. She's going to be out at the plate. And there's 2 away. Daniel makes the throw home to get Walker and leave a runner at first. It wasn't hit very hard, but Daniel decided to come home. And there will be no need for a review. The ball was hit right off the end of the bat. And here is Womack, who has singled and walked, so she's been on both times. Right-handed bat, down and in, strike called, 0-1. So the shutout preserved for now, 3-0. 2 outs, now runner at first. And the 0-1. Kind of an off-balance swing, pop-up foul left side. That one is going to go into the Auburn dugout. Hodge was over there, but no play to be had. The count's 0-2. Runner at first, 2 down. And here is the 0-2. Up high, laid off the pitch up out of the zone. And it's 1-2. Oklahoma now up 5-2 on A&M. Bottom of the fourth. And Monticelli needs time. Don't know if the pitch comm might have been giving her a little problem, but needed a second. Now back in. And the 1-2 coming. Tried to check the swing. I don't think she did. She did not on appeal to first. And that will end the inning on the 7th strikeout for Monticelli. So a leadoff here on Tuesday night. A lot of people had hits in that game. LSU got 16 runs. Her season average is 194. 7 hits, a couple homers for Riley, lefty bat. And foul back. LSU's righties have not done much against Butler. So the pinch hit spot comes here for Hutchins in the DP spot in the 8-hole. So it'll be Hutchins, Hodge, and then Lassiter. The 0-1. Fouled away again. So our TrackMan technology that our friends Colin and Antoine run. So that ball that Adams hit in the last inning would have tracked it 228 feet, which would have had it landing 8 feet behind the center field fence, had Lassiter not been there to leap up and grab it. Here's the 0-2. It's inside to Johnson, and it's 1-2. Matt Karen, our video guy, hasn't gotten his mention tonight, so we'll throw him in as well. Gratuitous as it may be. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball hit hard, but right to second. And a bobble, and another error, and then she threw it away. Riley Johnson will stay at first, but the second fielding error by Wilson, that looked pretty routine that time. And it'll be the third Auburn error. It was hit hard, but it was a skimmer, and just when she actually gloved it when she came up and tried to transfer, it looked like it was when the ball bounced out. So Hodge has sacrificed and struck out, might be called upon to try to bunt again. And they are in tight on the infield thinking that might happen. Left fielder very shallow for Hodge. Here's the pitch, shows bunt, takes it away, ball 1. Now, every once in a while, Hodge can hit one opposite field with a little bit of authority. Her homer this year down at Nichols was hit to left center. But the left fielder, Shaw, very shallow and left. Here's the 1-0. Runs up on a little tapper. It's going to go foul up the first base line. So she was in full swing, which has got to make the corner infielders who are charging gulp a little bit. And Beth Torina might put a pinch runner in at first base. And she will. It's going to be Maddox McKee. So McKee will be the runner at first base. Again, we told you earlier, Auburn not good at defending steals. Opponents and a league player 28 for 28 against them. And really, LSU really hadn't had a chance to do that yet in this game, but McKee could be a possibility. Here's the 1-1. Went for a pitch up, and it looked like McKee was running at least on that, but Hodge fouled it away, so the count's 1-2. The third Auburn error has Johnson at first. 3-0 LSU, bottom of the 6th. Lassiter on deck. She's got a hit tonight to extend her hitting streak. And the 1-2. Ground ball. Backhanded by the pitcher. Knocked it down. Picked it up. Not going to be at time to first. That'll probably have to go as a hit for Hodge, as the pitcher had to quickly reach down and try to backhand it. and she knocked it down, but Hodge is so fast, he was able to beat it. That's going to put first and second. And LSU a very good chance to kind of break it open here. And Chris Malvo is out. What are they? They might be challenging that McKee left first early. All right. Okay, so they're going to see maybe if McKee left first early. Of course, the ruling on the field was she did not. And we'll look and see if we can get an angle, but Birmingham will get a look at it and come up with a judgment. Hodge will get a base hit if it stands. And, all right, we are going to get a look at it now, and it's close, but it's usually close. Now let's look at it again. Well, by a hair, I think she might have left early. I mean, by an eyelash, but I think she might have left early. Which is unfortunate because it wasn't a factor in the play because the play didn't go to second anyway. But I think they have enough to overturn this. But you got to break it. I mean, it's tight. So I would be surprised if they do not overturn it. And unfortunately, if they do overturn it, that'll take a base hit away from Hodge. She'll have to come back to the plate. She'll bat with an out. And I think we're about to get a call. Yep, she is out. All right, so unfortunate break for Hodge, and she will bat with a 1-2 count now. And McKee is erased for leaving early. It was by, again, just a tiny bit, but that's what replay does. Is it can kind of snuff out those super close plays. So Hodge got to go get her gear back. She had all the guards had been placed in the dugout, so she got to re-armor herself. And will now bat with the bases empty, 1 out. And the 1-2 to the plate. A little pop fly to second. It'll be caught. And very quickly now 2 out in the inning. So that fizzled in a hurry. And here is Lassiter, RBI hit back in the second inning. That scored the second run for LSU. They got all 3 in the second. And Lassiter now a 9-game hitting streak. And Butler delivers strike 1 at the knee. Butler's been a find for them tonight. She didn't pitch well against Ole Miss, but she's got it all working tonight. Working on what will be 3 scoreless innings if nothing happens here. Here's the 0-1. It's a little bit high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Oklahoma still up 5-2, top of the 5th over A&M. Here's the 1-1. Tracked the little changeup low and in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. Line drive hard but foul down the left field line. And it is 2-2. Two out. Daniel hoping to bat. Lassiter takes it up and away, and it's 3-2. LSU 5 hits in the game. They all came in the first 2 innings. And the 3-2 to Lassiter. Line drive, base hit into right center field. Oh, Lassiter finally is able to get a hit off of Butler. And she'll be there, and Daniel, 1 for 3, will bat. Good swing by Lassiter. She's got 2 hits tonight. And here's Daniel, 1 for 3. And here's the first pitch. Change up a little bit high and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Auburn in the 7th will have the bottom 3 in their order due up. Here's the 1-0. Daniel flies it foul down the left field line. It'll go into the Auburn bullpen. Count is 1-1. And the 1-1. Line drive to right, hit hard, but Walker's going to be there. Daniel smoked that one pretty good, but right to her old teammate Walker and right. No runs, a hit, an error, 1 left. We go to the 7th. 3-0 Tigers on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Well, Rodriguez has singled and flown to right. And first pitch is a pop-up foul back, and it is 0-1. Monticelli has allowed just 4 hits. Got a little help from Jayla Lassiter bringing a home run back in the last inning. And here is the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Went for 1 up above the zone. Auburn's been chasing those tonight with not much luck, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2 pop up out into shallow left center. Going to hang up long enough for Lassiter, who will come in and grab it, and there's 1 away. Always fun to get that first out. The new left fielder, by the way, is Maddox McKee. So she pinch ran and then stayed in the game. So McKee, the left fielder who was chasing that, and Auburn is going to employ a pinch hitter here. And it's going to be a right-hander. And when she pivots, I'll tell you, actually, we get a good camera angle on her. Appreciate our crew showing us the big 43 on Delaney Almua. Almua, a right-handed bat. With 1 out in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Strike inside corner. Almua in SEC play, 6 for 25, 240 hitter with a run batted in. And overall, a little bit higher than that. Swing and a miss. 65 in her half, and it's 0-2. Almua 308 for the year, but again lower in SEC play. Tigers 2 outs away from a win. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got her up and in. 3 pitches and an out. And the Tigers are an out away. That is strikeout number 8 for Peyton Monticelli. And Daigle Wilson, the second baseman, will be the final hope. She singled back in the 5th inning. First pitch, fly ball deep but foul, out of play. Monticelli ready to bring the 0-1. Pop foul back, and now it is 0-2. The Tigers are a strike away. Monticelli 114 pitches. And continuing the body of work that she's put together here the last month or so. It's their first SEC shutout since a 5-inning, 8-0 win over Alabama last year, and they get their first 7-inning shutout since Kelly Lynch threw one against